Gift wrapping and holiday cards, I feel like, are often something we find ourselves doing last minute, and that makes them unenjoyable because we're scrambling to get them done. But I actually feel like the experience of gift wrapping can be fun, and it can be a creative journey as well if you want to make it one. I have been DIYing so much this holiday season, not just ornaments and decor, but also gifts, and it just feels natural to extend that to my gift wrap setup and holiday card setup. So today I'm going to take you along with me as I share some, I think, easy and approachable ways to add a creative touch to your gift wrap, to your holiday cards. I think it's going to be a fun one, so lock in. There's some cute ideas in this video. If you've been here for a few Christmases, you know that I love me a craft paper roll for wrapping gifts. I love colorful wrapping paper too, don't get me wrong, but I always like to have this on hand because even past the holidays, this becomes so handy for wrapping gifts because you can customize it to fit whatever season or occasion that you're wrapping a gift for. And when it comes to holiday wrapping, I feel like craft paper allows me to get super personal with how I customize my wrapping paper, not just year to year, but for the person I'm giving it to. So I'm gonna wrap this present here with my craft paper, and you can keep it plain and add a ribbon, and that makes it really fun. But I'm gonna show you how I upgrade it, or different ways you could upgrade craft paper. I would say probably the only negative to craft paper rolls, like this one I'm using here, is that you don't have grid lines, and I do really like a wrapping paper with grid lines. It makes things a little bit easier. Also, always got to do the invisible Scotch tape for gift wrapping. So here we have a pretty blank box. Obviously, if I added a gift tag and ribbon, it would spice it up a bit, but I want to go a little extra. Now, in previous years, I played around with painting my craft wrapping paper, and that is such a beautiful effect. I've done Christmas trees, I've done little roses, used paint markers to write someone's name over and over again on the gift to make a really custom wrapping paper look. But this year, I figured that I don't want to bring out the paint. I want to keep it really simple, so I'm just going to use two markers. These are from Tombow in the color 772 and N57. And honestly, I'm just going to do a ton of stripes. Not even using a ruler, I'm just going for it. And I'm also going to do the sides. It's okay if it's not perfect, says the perfectionist. If I say it, then it's really okay. Then I'm going to go in with my green. I really like the contrast that this one's adding. Green and pink are just a solid color combo. I haven't even really been doing this for a minute, so that just goes to show how simple this is. Look, I made a mistake there. We're not even stressing. Okay, so already it's looking much cuter than it did before, but now I feel like to really take it up a notch, it needs some sort of gift topper. So I've got two different ideas that are really simple that I think you guys are gonna enjoy. The first one, I'm gonna make a bow, but I don't wanna use ribbon. I'm gonna use cardstock paper. This is a piece of scrap cardstock that I had laying around. Actually, from when I did the book advent calendar, this was one of the scrap pieces. It doesn't really matter how big your rectangle is. You just want it to be a long rectangle. And then I'm going to fold it in half, like so. And on the fold line, I'm gonna cut some sort of curved line, like that. And now I want to try and mirror somewhat that on the other side. Now the thing I'm paying attention to is that I want a flat edge on this side and a flat edge at the top. So I don't want this to come into like this very long oval. Okay, and then when I open it, all I'm gonna do to make my bow is bring this side over to the center, glue it down, bring this side over to the center, glue it down, and now I have a bow. So I'm gonna take my hot glue gun. You can use other glue too. I'm just gonna use this because it's convenient. Press it down, and then I gotta do this side. And then I'm gonna take this scrap that we cut out and just cut a straight rectangle. And we'll place this around the center. And now I have a bow that can go in the center here. And there you have it, so cute. With very minimal effort, I feel like we gave this a super big upgrade. And it was just a really great way to use some scraps I had on hand. So I would definitely try and look for paper that you already have. But if this bow style isn't tickling your fancy, this other one is also really fun. This gift right here, I did a red and pink pattern. So a little bit of a different effect than this one right here. But instead of the bow, I was kind of inspired by paper snowflakes for this. So you can use regular printer paper to make this gift topper. You're essentially just going to fold your paper accordion style, and then once you folded the full length of the paper, you're gonna fold that in half and do some cutting. Now, if you are doing a small gift like this, I really only recommend cutting the point, like the tip. I wouldn't recommend adding any like extra fancy designs like little circles or something. Like this one right here is a lot bigger, and you can see that it has more details with these holes. But if you try doing the holes in a smaller one like this, things can get messy really fast. And then you're gonna staple your midpoints together so that when you unfold it, it becomes half of a snowflake. You just unfold it on top of your gift and use a hot glue gun to adhere both sides to the top of the gift. And then you've got this fun fanned gift topper that isn't a bow, something not traditional. Actually, does this look cool together? A little mini one and a big one? I think I'm inspired to try it out. I had no intention to do this, but I'm kind of obsessed with it. Like, how fun are these? You can't tell me it's not a hoot. I even made this one out of grid paper just to show it doesn't even have to be regular printer paper. Whatever you have on hand, make use of and just slap it on. The fun of craft paper doesn't just apply to wrapping paper though, it also applies to craft paper bags. You can find these readily available at a lot of craft stores, but also the dollar store. Again, this on itself gets the job done, but if we want to take it to another level, there's so many options that we have here. One of my favorite things to do though is to cut off the corners here of the bag, and then I can use a white paint marker to create a gingerbread house design, which I think really works well with the craft paper because it's brown. But even if you had a blank red bag or green bag, pink bag, you could also make some sort of festive house. I love this design so much because it's pretty forgiving. If you have little mess ups or some lines thicker than others, it kind of just adds to the icing effect. These ones right here I think are adorable, and then you can really have fun with your tissue paper color too if you want to add some sort of pop to the gift. Now, I know I'm biased because I'm a reader, but a book I think is one of the best gifts, not only to receive but to gift. And I think you can really get playful with the way that you wrap a book too. I'll start with this one right here. For this one, after wrapping my book in craft paper, I used cardstock to create a front cover and also a fun spine, and I used a white paint marker to add some ornate details that make it look like a book cover. And I used the opportunity at the front to add who the gift is for and a little hint about what's inside, because I feel like people typically know when they're about to unbox a book unless you like put it into another container. And these techniques, I'm definitely not trying to hide the fact that a book is inside of here, but they still will have the surprise of learning what book I've chosen for them. I think this one is so cute. I love this one in red as well. And like, look how cute they look stacked together. Imagine a Christmas tree with all of these just like around it, like a tree collar, but book gifts. And then this one I really love too. What makes this wrapping technique different is that the pages are actually exposed. So I essentially just wrap the covers of these books, which I actually really like the look of. Obviously, we're still keeping the book itself a mystery, and I went ahead and wrapped a ribbon just so that it would discourage people from peeking at what the book contents are so that they're not completely spoiled. Both of these approaches I think are so fun and playful. Holiday cards absolutely can be a labor of love if you decide to hand make them. I don't think they have to be super complicated. Like, I'm gonna be a little bit more elevated today with my choices, but I've made cards with printer paper and markers and they've turned out adorable. I will say holiday cards though are more enjoyable to do when you're not rushing to do them. If you're just like enjoying the process, putting on a holiday movie, grabbing a beverage, and just like leaning in to the activity. So I think it makes for like a great craft night to do with friends as well, or with your family. Now, I've had these craft paper envelopes. Craft paper. I honestly, I can't stop talking about craft paper, but I just had these sitting in my gift basket. It's a basket I have of like cards and tissue paper, different supplies for wrapping a gift, but I've had these for years now. Just envelopes that don't come with cards. I think I originally bought them for journaling purposes. So I have to make my card. I'm gonna make it out of cardstock. I actually already cut one out in this pink color. Now, if you have an envelope that you are trying to make a card for, my only little tip when measuring, figure out like what kind of card you need, is to make sure you don't make your card the exact measurement of your envelope, or else it's going to be really tight to put in if it gets in at all. You want it to be just a little less than whatever measurements you come up with on your envelope. And also, if you're going to do a ton of cards, make sure you save one card as your template, your measuring template, so that you don't have to measure everything over and over again. And then look, you fold it in half. I should do this on the surface actually. And just like that, you've got a card. But does it slip into the envelope? That's the real test. It does. I really don't want to overthink this process, because if I want it to be perfect, then I should just buy a card. I'm gonna start with this one right here. I'm gonna take my paint marker. Wow. Already off to a great start. Now, do I go light pink? Do I go purple? Do I go white? I think I like the light pink. Now, this is probably the most intricate thing that I did, is I cut these out with my Cricut. I think what I'm gonna do is make a circle, and I use my circle to start drawing a wreath. The trick to a wreath is just to keep the branches going in the same direction. I also think it helps to do a variety of greens. Don't just do one color, because then it doesn't look very textured. I just keep filling it in until that circle I originally drew isn't really noticeable. Wow, it looks so pretty. Okay, and then I think any good wreath needs a bow, so I'll draw that. I also think I'm gonna do polka dots in this red around the wreath and some stitches. My motto for these cards are to just keep adding. Okay, I'm adding hearts randomly. And I think that's it for this card. I may have to put like some printer paper in the center of here just so that I can write and it be visible, but that's adorable. I don't just want to leave the envelope blank, because that would be tragic for a card as cute as this. For one, I'm going to add color to this side of the envelope. I'm just going to do that by creating a border. So now this side of the envelope has some funness happening. And when I turn it over, we're gonna continue with that energy. So first, I'm just going to use the same red to create a rectangle. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot you guys were here. I was just getting into the flow of this, enjoying myself. That's my favorite part about crafting is the flowage. You hit that state of losing track of time and you're just focused, very hyper focused on what you're doing in front of you. And there you have it, a really beautiful card and envelope combo. Ta-da! You could even go crazy and add a little wax seal to the back there. This right here is another card I had done. Look at how beautiful that deep purple is with the little Christmas tree at the front. This one reminds me of a book I love, love, love. I think this combo is one of my favorites, and it uses an unconventional cardstock, blue. Who knew blue could be such a great holiday color? Are they perfect? Absolutely not. My hands are also covered in crayon or marker. I hope there's something in here that you genuinely want to try yourself this holiday season, even if it's just for one gift, because, you know, we don't have to go all or nothing. We can just do some DIY energy to one of our gifts, not all of them, if we're not wanting to commit to the whole bit. I even know I'll be incorporating some regular wrapping paper stuff into my collection this year. But it's fun to experiment, and at minimum, even if you didn't get inspired, hopefully you were entertained in watching me do all this. I really appreciate the fact that all of you have been really into all the DIY energy this holiday season. I've really just been having a fun time, and not to say that it matters what anyone else thinks, but it makes it more special when everyone's kind of like, yes, we also are into this. So thank you for all the support this season. I'm kind of inspired myself to bring some more of this DIY energy into 2026. So hopefully that sounds intriguing to you. If you enjoyed today's video, I'd really appreciate it if you share it with a friend who you think will really love some of the ideas I shared today. Like it, subscribe as usual, and I will see you all soon with a new one. Until then, bye guys.